My father, William B. Davis, he also had a master's degree in anthropology, and he was one of the first black Secret Service agents in this country. My dad wanted to be an FBI agent, and J. Edgar Hoover, who was the head of the FBI at the time, was a racist and a male chauvinist, and among other things. He was not hiring any women, and certainly no blacks. So my dad went to the Secret Service to apply for a job, which also had no blacks at the time. The head of the Secret Service at that time was named Harry Anslinger, and Harry Anslinger hired 5 black men on the same day, and my father was one of those 5. And my father rose through the ranks as high as they would let a black man rise at that time. There was a ceiling. Richard Nixon, who would later become our president, he had been vice president to Dwight Eisenhower, President Eisenhower. And Nixon had to go to Moscow for the famous kitchen debate with Nikita Khrushchev. Well, the State Department put out this thing looking for Americans who were fluent in Russian to apply for the job as interpreter, translator. Because, of course, Nixon didn't speak any Russian. Well, guess who spoke Russian? My dad. He taught himself, and he was fluent. So my dad applied, and he was hired to be Nixon's translator and interpreter. So he accompanied Nixon to Moscow and did the interpretation with Nikita Khrushchev and all that. And when he returned home, when Nixon returned home, Nixon told Eisenhower about this black guy who was, very fluent, et cetera, et cetera. They called him into the White House and said, you have gone. I guess, they checked all his background or whatever and told him that he had gone as far as he could go in the Secret Service. Because, white people that he was training at that point in time were being promoted above him. That's where the ceiling was. So they told him he had gone as far as he could go in the Secret Service, and they suggested that he go and take the Foreign Service exam and join the Foreign Service, and he could go higher. There was still a ceiling in the Foreign Service, but it was a little bit higher than the one in the Secret Service. So my dad went and took the Foreign Service exam. He passed it and was hired as a Foreign Service officer.